This video was brought to you by our new Investor Finder. Get weekly investor matches in your industry, your company stage, and your location, delivered to your email for free. Sign up with the link in the description. Herbalife has been around for 40 years and has managed to remain both successful and controversial. The US Justice Department, the Food and Drug Administration, and the Federal Trade Commission agencies have all investigated it, and it has paid hundreds of millions of dollars to settle different legal accusations. Wall Street investors have bet billions of dollars against it, trying to prove that it is an illegal pyramid business and to try to put it down. And yet, there it is, alive and kicking. According to its new CEO, the company is even doing pretty well these days. So let's revisit the inevitable question about Herbalife. Is it a pyramid scheme? Welcome to Company Forensics. Multi-level marketing. Pyramid scheme? For starters, Herbalife is a nutrition and lifestyle company that sells meal-replacing shakes, proteins, and other supplements for weight management or sports enhancement. It's a direct selling company. The products are only sold through distributors and not in stores. It allegedly promotes healthy lifestyles and self-improvement. And to achieve the full Herbalife success experience on top of consuming the products or not consuming them and still thrive promoting them like Cristiano Ronaldo, well, maybe he did take Herbalife shakes. Who knows? The point is, on top of taking the shakes, you can join the Herbalife business opportunity and generate an extra income or even a full-time career as distributor, make good money, and be a healthy, successful person. Go after the opportunity and get enough people involved in the business with you. You can then become a supervisor and continue climbing up the organization as you have more distributors in your network. When done right, that can be something like a multi-level marketing business or MLM. That is a business model where you recruit salespeople to join you in distributing a product or service, and you take commissions out of their sales. But you also take commissions from the sales of the people they recruit as new distributors. So it's in your best interest that those who buy the product from you continue to find other distributors as you get commissions all around. Now, this is legal, and yes, it can be awkwardly similar to an illegal pyramid scheme. In case you don't know, a pyramid scheme is an unlawful business that makes money out of recruiting people, charging them buy-in fees. It doesn't generate real income out of any other profitable activity. So if you manage a pyramid, you take the money from newcomers to pay yourself and some of the first distributors, and that's why you always need to be recruiting. Now, the main difference between a legitimate MLM and an illegal pyramid scheme can be how they make money and how they make most of their money. If the company focuses more on recruiting tactics than sales, it may be a pyramid scheme. It's illegal because it usually sells a promising business opportunity with high returns in a short time, when in reality, most people that get involved end up losing money. But if the business focuses on selling goods or services and makes most of their revenue out of those sales, then it probably is a good MLM. And yes, the line can be intangible at times, even for the authorities. The old ways. Herbalife was founded in 1980 by Mark R. Hughes, a businessman from California who grew in a troublesome environment, struggling with his mother's emotional problems, obesity, and prescription drug abuse. In 1985, Herbalife was among the fastest growing private US companies. It went public in 1986 when its stock started trading on the NASDAQ exchange. Hughes owned around 60% of the company, and by 1999, he was already trying to make it private again. But he unexpectedly passed away in the year 2000 at age 44 of an apparent accidental overdose of alcohol with a toxic level of antidepressants. The company has remained public, and one can only wonder why a public company would want to go private again. I guess there may be technical reasons, but the fact sends a message to the public. And since those early days, Herbalife has been questioned. Soon, the Food and Drug Administration formally complained about some of their pills and shakes containing potentially harmful ingredients, and the company had to reformulate those products. Accusations of being a pyramid scheme also emerged as soon as 1985. 3 Californian agencies, including the Attorney General's office, filed a lawsuit charging Herbalife to make false claims about its products and be an illegal multi-level sales structure. The real money was getting others involved in the business opportunity and not so much in selling the products themselves. That involved selling them the product to distribute and charge fees for training or attending extravaganza events with company gurus. Distributors used to be ruthless about recruiting. They would sell the dream business opportunity, the promise of quitting your job, becoming your own boss, and why not, become rich in a short time. A piece of cake, or more like a piece of shake. They would even lie about the medical properties of the products, anything to get people to sign up for the business opportunity and sell some of that Herbalife stock that they probably had piled up in their garage. People dragged into the lower levels of the scheme, and they had to start doing their own recruiting to sell the product to other distributors and aspire for any profits. Most of them hardly ever got to the level of distribution needed to make a decent income. The majority loses money and recruits are replaced by an endless churning cycle, meaning those at the top collect commissions for everything that happens below them. But the recruiting required to sustain such a scheme is massive. Herbalife has been accused of targeting vulnerable customers like the Latino immigrants in the US who may be prone to buying the business opportunity to pursue the American dream. The company does excellent in places like Asia Pacific developing economies, a region where net sales were $1.24 billion in 2019. A legal survivor. US authorities have already been tasked with determining if Herbalife is a pyramid scheme or not. Not long ago, in 2016, the FTC decided that it was not a pyramid scheme, but for some reason, they still made the company entirely restructure its US business operations. The settlement also included a $200 million payment from Herbalife to compensate consumers that were deceived into believing they could earn substantial money selling the products between 2009 and 2015. The FTC recognized that distributors made no profits out of actual product sales. Somehow, they didn't call it a pyramid scheme, but still required Herbalife to literally start operating legitimately after 36 years. The company took the settlement as a victory back then, but it has managed to stay afloat. But legal battles don't seem to be over for Herbalife. Recently, in August this year, the company agreed to pay more than $120 million, this time to resolve an investigation by the US Securities and Exchange Commission about the company bribing Chinese government officials to obtain and increase Herbalife's business in China. The US Justice Department stated that by engaging in a decade-long scheme to falsify its books and record to conceal corrupt and other improper payments to Chinese officials, Herbalife misrepresented important information made available to investors. And now there are recent reports of a federal court in Miami just reporting a class action lawsuit that seeks more than $140 million in damages against 44 top distributors. Stories like that keep raising questions about the multi-level business of companies like Herbalife, Amway, or Avon. Meanwhile, John Agnobi, the current Herbalife CEO, states that over 5 million shakes are consumed globally every day, and that it is the #1 meal replacement company in the world. So Herbalife seems to have lived at the edge of legality since the very beginning. They can say that they have paid close to $500 million settling the legal accusations made up against them so far and just keeping their head up. Now, if you're not building a pyramid scheme, you might be looking for investors. I've been there. I've browsed AngelList and Crunchbase for hours and hours, and that has to stop. So just tell us your company industry, your stage, and we'll automatically find investors for you and deliver them to your mail every week. Our free plan includes 5 matches, but our full plan includes 20 matches per month, along with their contact information, and it's just $29 a month. I think your time as a CEO is probably more valuable than that. You can sign up for free with the link in the description or at slidebean.com/investorfinder. Now, back to Herbalife. Do you think the line that separates MLMs from being illegal is too thin, or is Herbalife truly just a nutrition company? Let us know what you think in the comments, and stick around for our next episode. We'll see you next week.